little bit late on the bandwagon here, but I'm off to see a movie with the lovely Ellen Page, really kind of funny and quirky cute Michael Cera, and also the gorgeous Jennifer Garner, called Juno. So I'm taking myself to the movies tonight, and I will be reviewing that in about an hour and 45 minutes. Stick around. Okay, so I just got back, and I have to do this while this is like fresh in my brain. The trailer gives you enough of an overview if you've just been living under a rock though and are waiting for me to tell you the overview of Juno. Basically it goes like this. There's a girl named Juno who gets knocked up. She's still in high school. She tries to, she tosses around abortion. Doesn't quite go for that, so then she tosses around adoption, meets this lovely couple played by Jennifer Garner and Jason Bateman, and the rest kind of progresses from there. I brought my notebook in there, and so I took some notes. Within the first 20 minutes of the movie, I stopped taking notes, and that's good for me. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of go through like what I wrote here. Wizard. And that was the first thought that came into my head because that's pretty much the first dialogue in the whole movie aside from her narrating. And I was like, wizard? What does that mean? You know, hopefully I'll get it by the end of the movie. Diablo Cody was the writer. The burger phone is awesome. And then the next thing I wrote down was they make his junk smell like pie, which was hilarious. Juno ends up having to go to the clinic to see, you know, she's gonna see if she's gonna get an abortion or whatever, and the girl who's working the front desk could not give two shits. She just could not care, and she's like, would you like a boysenberry condom? And Juno's like, no. And she says, my boyfriend and I use them all the time when we have intercourse. It makes his junk smell like pie. I just thought that was the funniest thing ever. And then I went blank for probably an hour and a half. Well, maybe a little less, because that movie, it was kind of long. And then the next thing I wrote, and this is the chemistry between Jason Bateman and Ellen Page is just awesome. It's like completely electric. I'm not going to give away too much of the movie, but they work off each other so well, and there's an awkwardness but a connection. It's just really, really cool. So I liked that. And then I wrote in capital letters, what? And then I wrote shit underneath it. And then there's a really good quote that her dad has near the end of the movie when she's asking him, you know, how do you find someone that you can stay together with? You know, how do you know? And her dad just basically says, find someone who loves you exactly for who you are. Oh, I even wrote down, I haven't been able to write anything because this movie is awesome. This is just amazing. I didn't want to like her, but Diablo Cody is a genius. Hells yeah. Tic Tacs. Wizard. The best part of the movie, I nearly peed my pants. Thundercats are go! That was the best. It was so good. It was amazing. Then another really great part of the movie, the major like climactic ending, they play Sea of Love from Cat Power, which is one of my favorite songs. It's like it encompassed everything so well. I loved the ending. The ending was perfect. It couldn't have been better. I liked the transitions, you know, the starts out in autumn, then you go to winter, and then spring, and then summer, and then every time that you're getting a transition, you get the little runners. So I thought it carried over well. It was coherent and cohesive, and it flowed. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end, and each part left me without questions. I definitely, and I've heard the Two Old Geezers talk about this before. They're another movie review site, or movie review thing here on YouTube. Basically, if you are over the age of probably 25 even, you need an interpreter for this movie. The dialogue is insanely young, and Diablo Cody is older than I am, so for her to be able to write such dialogue, I think it's really awesome. It's the first movie that I've seen that actually has our generation's language in it. You know, there are other movies that have encompassed other speech, and you know, there were the 80s and they had totally rad blah blah blah. There are definitely those movies, like 16 Candles even has the 80s speech. I mean, everything about it was true to form. There wasn't a moment in the movie where I thought, that would not happen. Honestly, I mean, I laughed. I nearly cried at the end. I didn't quite cry, but it hit the nail on the head. Ellen Page is fabulous. I already loved Ellen Page. If you haven't seen Hard Candy, oh my god. That movie, I don't know why she didn't win, you know, an Oscar for that movie. That movie was insane. I loved it. Yeah, so definitely go see Hard Candy. It's basically just two people the whole movie, which is Ellen Page, from Juno, obviously, and then also Patrick Wilson. He was in Little Children, for you musical buffs out there. He was in the Phantom of the Opera movie. He played the other man, not the Phantom, but the other cute one. So, and they are spectacular, and the cinematography in that movie, oh my god, I could just die. It is like candy. You know, it looks like hard candy, you know, it's so edible, and the colors are fabulous. Oh. I know I sound like a goof going on about the colors, but seriously, it's gorgeous. It's like art. And then it's got a really great story to it. Really, really great story to it. And Ellen Page is phenomenal. So I already knew going to Juno, especially after the Oscar noms and everything, that she was going to be great, and I didn't expect anything less. And she didn't deliver anything less. She's very vulnerable. She's very likable in kind of the rude scene kid sort of way. She doesn't dress like a scene kid, but she has that internet speech. It's kind of like what you would take when you see people talking on the internet and put it on screen in verbal form. That was this movie. And it's going to drive people insane, I'm sure. Like I said, if you're over the age, well, let's bump it up to 30. If you're over the age of 30, it's probably going to wear on your nerves. But definitely for our generation, especially the internet generation, you know, all of the people on YouTube, I think you'll really appreciate Juno, the sincerity of it, the characters, and the Jack score for Juno is a 4.6. Definitely go check out Juno.